Right, welcome to the podcast. You'll notice there's an extra person on the screen. This one here, I can't point at him, you can't see. There he is. That's Goblins and Aliens from YouTube. Welsh,
hello, chaps. How you doing?
Why? Welsh, we got a visitor.
We got a visitor. Someone's actually been brave enough to join us on our podcast. Or mad enough, one or the other.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's going to be quite a fun one. It's basically me and Welsh are just going to pick on Goblin here. Sorry, mate.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
And if there's any Irish YouTuber miniature painters out there, come and join in, because then I've got the full Pokemon set. I could do a British Isles podcast. Right, we'll start off with Goblin. Do you want to introduce your channel? Tell people where they can find you and what is it you do?
Yes, so my channel, Goblins and Aliens, the same as these two gentlemen, paint miniatures for YouTube. I have some other socials, so you can find me on YouTube. There is the Twitter and whatnot, but I don't pay attention to that. I don't think anyone does, so just Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, it's a fun wee channel. It's been going for 2 years now. It's seen better days. I've had, a nice run where I was consistent with it, and then I'm a bit more spread out with it. I've not had a chance to really do much filming as of January, February, but got a few days off, and I'll be hammering out some videos by the end of the week, hopefully.
Yeah,
so yes,
that's cool.
It?
It was your for me. It was your synthwave video that turned me onto your channel, which was that was cool.
Brilliant.
Nice paint.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that was that the synthwave figuring it out. With all the mistakes. Yes.
Yeah.
That was hellish to do. Like I've never had a video where I've made so many fundamental mistakes throughout, and even my own environment was turning against me. It was wild. So yeah, thank you for watching that and liking it.
No, it was good. It was a good one, man. And I like the fact you left the mistakes in, because that's something I'm always trying to keep out of mind, because I'm constantly ballsing up. But no, it was good. It was a very good video, and then a bit of conversing back and forth, and then finally got you on here, which is nice. Trying to build up a little community, me and Welsh are.
I'm kind of surprised actually that you managed to put any videos out, Crafty, if you're constantly worrying about ballsing up.
It's really good editing.
Really good editing.
And I just repeat myself.
Editing skills are a black belt.
Yeah. Well, saying that though, the Goblin's recent videos, fucking hell, dude, all the B-roll footage and stuff.
I know.
This is really,
I love my B-roll.
It's really well done.
Thank you. No,
I've got to start doing this. But.
Yeah, it's not difficult. You just film everything, edit it down to what you think will work. When I first started the channel, then wanted to really make it look interesting. I watched every tutorial possible about how to film a YouTube video. Yeah. But the problem I had was that I was looking at all the American tutorials. Versus Britain is always different, so they're very outlandish and fast, and and none of that suited the what I wanted to do with the channel. I wanted a more relaxed pace. So then I started looking at a thing called Studio Binder, which is it's a channel dedicated to big Hollywood production, and they break down how you film. So you've got your opening shot, which is a big landscape, then you've got a medium, then you've got a close-up, and it really got me thinking, these videos we do are about this tiny little thing, and that's just a close-up after close-up after close-up. So the B-roll, I wanted to make it so it's not just a close-up. You can see the environment, you can sometimes see my coupon when I want to show my face. And I encourage you, go for some B-roll.
Yeah, it looks good. It's really nicely done, and there was that you did 4 or 5 thumbnails very similar as well, which I thought just punched really well.
Yes.
Really nice.
Landed on a look that I liked. I think it was yourself that said you loved that thumbnail. I thought, no, I'm keeping this. This is going to be my thumbnail for the next
was really
handful
nice,
of videos. Yeah.
Really
Well, thank you.
Um, yes, me personally, I'd say your channel definitely looks more professional than
It's
mine.
not. It's not.
Nah, man, it's
Yours is Hollywood, ours is like, the back streets of whatever city you want.
guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah, definitely. Yours is definitely well produced, lot of production in it, and like I've said it before. It's not for everyone. A lot of production,
No, yeah.
But you do what you do brilliantly, really good.
Thank you.
No, it's like this is something I've said to Welsh as well. With me, if I see a good thumbnail, I'll always just preview it, the video. But it's the first thing is if I get an outlandish, oh hey guys, how you doing? Like, yeah, turn off. Don't want to know.
Yeah.
I want someone with a good voice that I can just listen to. And I don't know whether it's because it's a British, United Kingdom accent thing. I don't know. It's the same with yourself as it is with Welsh. There's just something nice listening to that, just a British accent and just letting it run. Yeah. It works watching the video, and because we'll sound a bit weird from the Midlands, so.
Yeah, so just to recap, you hate all American YouTube.
Pretty much. Yeah.
No, there's plenty of American YouTubers that they've got a similar vibe to what we like.
Yeah.
And that grand old two nations divided by a language.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the same language.
Yeah.
They're very, without being disrespectful, they're very loud. And that plays into the YouTube algorithm and just chuck out buzzwords. But then that's within their schooling. They're very much, you are the best, be the best. We are the best. We're over here. We're pretty much told, guys, you're pretty low on GCSE and standard grades. You're gonna be doing shit in life, so just make the best of it. And we live like that. We don't get a great deal of sunshine, so we're happy just being who we are.
I will say I am happy being a dour hobbit, perpetually under the rain. I quite like it.
Yes. I'm part hobbit.
That's three of us.
Yes.
We just need a Pippin. I'm telling you, I'm going to find an Irish YouTuber and get him on here. So what made you start YouTube?
I just wanted to catalogue what I was doing, like a little journal, because I'd been away from the hobby for a number of years. I did Warhammer painting when I was a kid. I went to Golden Demon 1995 in Birmingham, NEC, and whilst I was there, I bumped into and shook hands with Brian May.
Oh wow!
He'd taken his son there, so I shook his hands, and I was like, "Holy crap! I've shaken Brian May's hand. That means I can play guitar." So then I went out, saved up all my pocket monies and my paper round money, bought a guitar. And then I found out you have to actually learn to play guitar. So there was this break of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So really, it was just rock and roll and booze. And then coming back to the hobby, a good friend of mine found a copy of Reign of Cthulhu, the pandemic game.
Yes.
And knew I love Cthulhu, so he brought that one and said, that's for you. And it had all these little miniatures. And I say little, they are tiny. I thought, I used to paint, so maybe I should just buy some paints and start painting again. And the idea was that I would just catalogue or journal. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. And it's kind of grown arms and legs. I'm a big fan of editing. That's become my own new hobby on top of the painting, and reaching out to everybody and just being present, I guess. Just because I'm not out in the shops talking to folk and gaming boards, just being in the hobby. So it's a part of that. That's where I started my YouTube, just to be present.
I think it's quite funny how the three of us all fell out of the hobby for quite a while, and then seem to have all come back into it.
Yeah.
At certain points in our life, and I think that's it's quite interesting. It must be that we find better things to do with our time, and then as we get older, we go, oh, actually,
just got distracted for a few years, then came back.
Yeah. I need my pipe. I need my pipe and slippers now, so I sit down and.
Yeah, you should do a video where it's just you with a pipe painting with the wrong hand.
Bad enough with my right hand.
To be fair, that pipe you had in the skit you sent me, that's
a nice pipe.
That's impressive. That is.
That's a pipe.
A proper Hobbit's pipe.
Yeah,
it was a proper Hobbit. Like yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Not that I smoke, but
you're never too old to start smoking.
Oh, thank you. My lungs are bad enough as they are.
Yeah, it's all that coal dust that you lot have in those mines.
Yeah. Just come back in. That's why I'm a bit browner than you guys.
It's the Welsh tan. The Welsh tan.
It's a Welsh tan.
Yeah. No, it's that's interesting because I say we're very similar, me Welsh with that, and like you said, coming back into it, with me, it was we spoke about this before, but it was during COVID. I had a lot of free time just for that first month, because we were all off with my old job, and I really got back into it again, and started spending silly amounts of money on paint sets and things that I don't even use. I still have and I don't use, but. Because this hobby's so expensive. It can be.
It can be. Yeah. Well, it is regardless, but it can be extremely expensive if you buy into everything that you think you need.
Yes.
But yes, so where do you see the channel sort of going, or do you look that far ahead, or are you just here to enjoy the ride?
I'm here to enjoy the ride. I do have ideas that I would like to, move forward into, and that is through the editing end of it, where I've wanted to make almost a documentary about art and painting miniatures as a part of that.
Yep.
And that's just every time the idea comes to me, I'm like, right, well, I would like to do some interviews and just grab people that I know that are into art one way or another. And I know plenty of photographers, folk that paint canvas. I just thought all of our schoolings of art have some sort of connection, and not connection, but like baseline theory. And I would like to see how they do theirs and where they start and how they think about it and how we can put that into the hobby space that we're in. I'd like to do something big like that, but that's years off. And I want to enter competitions, and I do actually want to enter a Golden Demon. So that's like a big goal, like down the line. So I think that the channel's just a journal. It's not a weekly TV show that is treated on the other side of the water. So that's kind of where I want to go.
No, that's good, man. I remember you mentioning in a video about the Golden Demon, and I'd recommend you do a competition. I've done 3 this year. There's one that I've not done a video for yet because I'm still working on it, but I've enjoyed each of them. Been a lot of fun and pushing yourself. I know Welsh isn't a fan of that. Bless him. He's happy.
No, pushing myself is not something I stumble around in painting. I don't need people pushing me.
Nah, mate, your painting's good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you push yourself, you'll find a bizarre little new comfort zone that you think, I quite like doing this. So how can I bring that back to what I do already?
See, you guys calling yourselves hobbits, that isn't Hobbit talk. Hobbit talk is being happy where you are.
Okay, we're the hobbits that left the Shire.
Oh, the troublemakers.
Yeah. Come back with a dragon.
I'm that old one that was waving my fist at the kids in the beginning of the movies,
Oh, yes. Fair enough. You're still in the Shire, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, being comfortable and happy with what you produce, what you strive to do as your own personal hobby and entertainment is perfectly fine.
That's what I like to say is, it's finding what you want out of the hobby is the most important part. If you want to get your skills better and better and better, that's brilliant. You know, that's what's driving you on and whatever you. But if you just want to sit down and paint a miniature and you're happy with what comes out at the end, you know, that's fine too. You know, you don't have to put, you know, pressure on yourself if you don't want to improve.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about it. It's not about improvement. I just like the ethos that you have. This is why there's times we've chatted personally where I've gone too far and I'm getting a bit fed up and stuff, and then I'll just sit with Welsh for a bit, for a good 5-10 minutes, and he'll just tell me to just calm down, craft it. It's fine. You're good at painting. Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, it's that phrase, comparison is the thief of joy, and you have to remember that. And it's a good motto to keep in the back of your mind. So when you feel like, I'm not doing well enough, I'm not doing, it's like, do I have to?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Am I happy? Yeah, good.
And like, your style doesn't have to be the same as someone else's style anyway, so you don't have to paint exactly like someone else paints, because that's not stretching you. Then I don't feel that's just copying someone else. You know, it's these fundamentals. I know that you. So I'm told that you need to follow. But you know, you don't have to do exactly what someone says, because then you're just trying to copy someone and not be your own person.
Yeah, definitely. It's I say it's something me and Welsh spoke about with like inspiration and things, and you can go down that slippery road trying to copy people and do exactly as they do. That's why some of these tutorials, when I started back into it, I'd watch them and go, okay, this is, you know, like layer wash layer or whatever it might be. Or thankfully I didn't get sucked into slap chop, because that does my head in. That really does not me. But I'm an angry old man when it comes to that stuff. But no, I think finding your style's good, because that's something. So me and Welsh spoke about this, and we realised that I do not paint human faces. Just don't want to do it.
No.
I'll paint monsters all day long.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. And talking about slap chop, I've done a handful of videos that have done me quite well, actually. So I'm not going to mock slap chop on the back of that.
I think it's a good style. I just think it stifles a lot of people because they just sit on it. At least you tried other things.
Yeah, well, that's why I was trying different things. Yeah. I tried to coin a couple of new phrases just to make it a bit more interesting. But the idea is to, if you've come in base level, you've tried slap chop. Now here's things you can do to steer the ship away from slap chop, and then eventually you don't need slap chop. You can just paint the way you'd like to paint. Yeah. Without being disrespectful with slap chop. And how can I say this? As much as I don't personally enjoy slap chop as a look and a be all and end all method, it has brought so many people into the hobby space. So you got to be thankful for that. Yep. It's like Guitar Hero. How many people played Guitar Hero and thought, "Who's this Black Sabbath? Like, what's that about? I'm going to buy one of their records." And you're like, "What? You don't know Black Sabbath?" So it brings things like that, bring folk into the fold, and I've got nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Is there anything you won't paint, or do you have a preference on things that you like painting? Or
so far, I've not come across anything I won't paint. I've not done any of these bombshells that you see pop up every so often. I'm like, yes, we all like ladies with certain figure. Yeah. But then you see some of these models, you're like, that's a bit creepy. I'm not having that on my shelf. And my 9-year-old daughter walking in, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So
we've talked about this.
Yeah.
That uncomfortable moment where you think, hang on, my kids are going to walk past that miniature.
Yes. And I get it that it's aimed at young teenage lads that instead of having the poster of, I don't know who's the one at the moment, but I'll say Pamela Anderson because that's all I remember from the poster of the Pamela Anderson on the wall. It's no longer a thing. It's now a 3D model that they've painted and sat on their shelf.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be interested in that nonsense.
Slightly aged yourself.
I was going to say Pamela Anderson, yeah. But now this is one of the issues I had with my mermaid video. I was really worried about it. I mean, she wasn't showing anything, but it was very curvaceous, and I just
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. This is what me and Welsh went on a bit of a tirade for. I cut most of it out because I was like, no, we're just going to get attacked for this. Our old men ways.
Well, that's it. I mean, we're in a newer generation that don't objectify women, and there's so much that has changed from us being teenagers that it's for the better. So let's just kind of get on board with it one way or another, and the busty model is a bit, I don't know, it's not for me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. For me, it's more I've said this to Welsh, it's the logistics of it. It's not so much the objectified. It's like, well, the armour wouldn't work if you're wearing that, like a metal bikini. You're dead. So why would I paint that? That's not realistic.
Not that you're a nerd or anything.
Oh yeah, of course. No, not a nerd.
There's the remake of Red Sonja. I've not watched the trailer came up, and that is mentioned in there where she gets handed this gold bikini. That's your armor, and she's armor. Like, what's that protecting?
Yep.
So yes, being aware of that, and the logistics of it, you're not protecting much of that.
I'm glad they've actually addressed that in the Red Sonja.
Yeah,
that's made me happy.
I don't know if it's a good film or not. I've yet to watch it. So
probably not.
It's okay. I've seen it.
Oh, is it?
Have you seen it? Yeah.
It's okay. It's not Red Sonja. But it's okay. It felt like to me. Okay. Oh God. All right.
This is going to be good.
Right. So I can't remember her name, but the female Tarzan. She something. Sheena or something like that. It feels very much like one of those sort of old pulpy adventures where this woman has to save the world, and it's kind of like her running around trying to save nature as well, and it's it's okay. It's okay for what it is.
Okay, I might give that a watch then.
It's although me and Crafty completely disagree on most of he actually thinks Battlestar Galactica is good, so
it is.
I've not actually watched the Battlestar Galactica new series that came out. It went straight past me. I don't have Sky,
as it
so I miss a lot of it.
As it should. It should just go straight past you.
Top notch, that.
But the soundtrack's phenomenal. Bear McCreary. I've got that in the hard drive somewhere. It's fantastic. He does a brilliant cover of Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower, and you're just like, oh, no, you didn't like that before. So, yeah, I'm interested in watching it at some point.
It is good. It's a very good sci-fi series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, throw to there.
But I grew up on things like Farscape and Christ, what's that other one? It was a big space opera. It used to be on quite late on the Channel 4. Oh, why is that lost?
For some reason, Andromeda's coming to my head, but it's not that.
No.
I was going to say, surely it's not that.
It's a
big space opera.
Big space opera. It's
Babylon 5.
Babylon 5, that's the champ.
That's another winner. Yeah,
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was...
So nothing really happens. It's a lot of politics, and then all of a sudden there's just epic battles. You're like, all right, cool. So that's where I grew up watching.
Yeah. Well, on that then, because that leads quite nicely on to my next question for you. So, films, TV. What's your sort of go-to, your wheelhouse, and do you think it inspires you when you're painting?
Yes and no. So TV-wise, me and the missus will sit and watch plenty of game shows, like Richard Osman's House of Apes. We'll watch MasterChef.
Right.
With my daughter, I'll sit down and watch The Masked Singer. So it's a lot of TV. It's not really anything to sink your brain into. But then film-wise, I lean heavily into watching sci-fi, horror. I just watched the Predator Badlands. That's now on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
just watched that this morning.
absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It
It
surprised me
was
actually.
all right, yeah.
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, when I first saw the pictures of the Predator, I was like, oh no, they made him an anorexic. It made him anorexic.
But then it makes sense when the story unfolds a bit, and you're like, all right, fair enough, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. No, it did make sense. It's just when you've seen the trailers, you know.
Yeah, it left a bit. So what's going on here? But no, it was a great film. Good bit of comedy in there, which I wasn't expecting. Sort of not laugh out loud comedy, but just that little monkey thing, just the little face. Yeah. And a bit of back and forth between him and the synth, and you're like, oh, okay. It's a well-rounded film. So
it was all right. Yeah.
I tend to lean a lot into sci-fi, and trying to replicate that in models doesn't always work for me. So I don't really draw that much inspiration from it, but I'll get a bug for doing something. So it's like, oh, that looks really cool. I think I'm going to try that, and then get to the hobby space and go, I don't like them colours. I'm just going to go and do my own thing anyway. But it got me from couch to hobby space.
Yeah.
So I'll say inspiration that way.
Yeah. It's more of a motivation than an inspiration.
Yeah, true. That's a good way of putting it.
No, that's cool. I've got to ask, what's your opinions on John Carpenter's The Thing? And my hand is now hovered over the hang-up.
Right, so...
that's not a good start.
I thoroughly enjoyed The Thing when I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't recall watching it much as an adult. The prequel was all right. It wasn't groundbreaking. But then the third Thing film, which people forget exists, I think in America it's called Harbinger. Over here it was called Inanimate. So, Welsh, I don't know if you've seen this, because Crafty, you look like you know what I'm talking about. All the practical effects for The Thing prequel, they were practical. They had them all made, and then last minute they decided, no, we're just going to go CG. Yeah. But this company had all the creepy crawly, so they just thought, sod it, we'll just make our own film. And it has Lance Henriksen in it as the lead. And it's a pretty decent film. So I would say that's probably better than the prequel, the original. It's a cracking film.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very Lovecraftian. Before Lovecraftian was like re-advertised.
Yeah. Always gets my vote. Anything Lovecraft. I'll convert Welsh into tentacles soon. Slowly working on him.
You keep your tentacles away from me.
Oh yeah, love it really, mate.
Yes, I mean, I'm quite happy to throw my Lovecraft books at you. I've got a few omnibus that are well worth reading.
I was wondering where you were going there for a second. I'm quite happy to throw my what?
My tentacles at you.
Your tentacles. That's what I was waiting for.
He loves it. Really.
Yes,
he's just in denial. It's fine.
As a historical point, the Lovecraft omnibus, the Weird Tales magazine thing that he did, the footnotes that are well worth reading. There's an entire. I mean, the book's so thick, but half of it is footnotes, and it's all historical. Like, this word comes from this meaning. At this exact time, this was going on, and crazy things like America didn't adopt daylight saving until the 60s.
Yeah.
So there's just weird things like, oh right, so it's both a good read and a good little history jaunt. Yep. So you should read it just for that.
Should I?
He's still fighting. Because again, me and Welsh spoke about this, and on Welsh's camera, there's a lot of them behind him. Are you a board gamer as well, or just miniatures?
Not a big board gamer, on account that I have no friends. So there's not a great reason to have board games if you've got no one to play them with. But yeah, no, I'll give a board game a bash. I would say my favourite is Suro. It's just a tile game that you move. You just flipping tiles, essentially.
Okay.
Wingspan, that's another good one. Yeah. there's a solo one I've got, which is essentially Space Invaders, Fallen Sky. That's a good one.
Okay.
So I will play them, but these things are better enjoyed with your friends, and with all the work commitments, family commitments, and both living not so close, it just never happens.
Yeah. So do you play much miniature gaming then, or so purely just the painting and the building?
Yeah, I've never played Warhammer in my life.
That's all right.
And
that
is bizarre since all I do is paint Warhammer models.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
And there's the barman at my local pubs invited me to a game of Kill Team, which is kind of a chess version of Warhammer.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, so that's probably going to be my first experience, which is going to be mad at the age of 43 and being in the hobby for so long, never playing a single Games Workshop game.
Just don't let it put you off.
Yeah, Kill Team's all right. To be fair, it's a lot quicker than the main game. Although I've not played, I never really did Warhammer Fantasy, but 40k I've not played since 6th edition. I think we're on 10th or 11th now.
10th now, I believe.
I've read the rulebook and I'm just like, this is too much. It's too many numbers for me to remember. That's why I prefer things like Silver Bayonet, Last Days. That's a top tier game. Okay. That's a zombie game.
Oh right, okay.
Good fun. That is. Get your little war band together. But yeah. Warhammer. I don't know. It's a strange one. Because is that why do you paint Warhammer?
Because as I said earlier, when I got that box set and wanted to paint again, I thought I'm not just going to hit these models with paint. I'll pick up some practice models. So all that I had available was Games Workshop. So that's me. That's what I have. I did find another store that had D&D stuff, but it's a bit of a pain in the neck to get to from the train station, and you already pass Warhammer. So it was called Warhammer. We passed the Warhammer shop, so you may as well just go in there.
Yeah.
And they're good guys, and I've had this experience with any Games Workshop that I've been in. They're all just nice guys. Yep. They're passionate about what they do. If I go in with my daughter, they'll spend a bit of time with her saying, "Oh, what do you paint? Blah blah blah. Do you want to come look at these ones?" And she's got no interest in it. But it's the fact that these boys get proper customer service training and that buddied up with their passion for it. So I'm quite happy going to Warhammer. Yeah. The GW models are, you get what you pay for. It's expensive plastic, but for me, I justify in my head where the amount of time I spend building it, the time I spend painting it, I put a lot of effort in. So when you think about it, it's a 40 quid box, and if I'm going to spend 10-15 hours painting one model, and that's 10 models, and then you just keep working out, it's like you go to the cinema for an hour and a half film, and that's 10 or 15 quid, and that's it, done, dusted.
Yep.
So I just, in my head, I justify it that way.
Yeah, I justify it for exactly the same way. It's like I could have a takeaway, which I'll relieve myself of tomorrow, and it'll cost me, most of this box set. So it's like, no, I'm not bothering. I feel okay buying this miniatures now.
Yeah, but that's it. We're at this disposable income age group, but the disposable income we have to weigh out. It's like, I can selfishly buy myself a box of models, or I can randomly buy my daughter a treat, or the missus a treat, or then you just look at it. Do you know what, those frying pans are looking a bit done in? Let's get some new of them. So you just wage out what you want to do and just go with that.
Yeah.
But I don't follow that. I must have it the day it's released. Yeah. This must be a part of my army, because I don't have an army to play. So I don't follow that. Need to, or FOMO as they call it. So just get it when I get it.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. To be honest.
Very good way. Yeah.
Is there? So, considering it's predominantly GW that you paint, is is there any particular faction or anything that you really enjoy painting?
Yeah. I've always painted Eldar. I quite like that sort of space elf ninja look. One video I've not actually released, and I don't know if I'm gonna. I might just quit it. Was the Dire Avengers, and it's an old set apparently. And it had such a pain in the neck just fitting it together that I didn't enjoy painting it. But I've always enjoyed painting Eldar in that way. But this one's really annoyed me. So for this kill team that I'll be playing, I picked up the League of Voltan Pioneer Commandos.
Okay,
so Space Dwarfs. Yeah. So I thought I look like one. I may as well play as them. And the kit was an absolute joy to build.
Yeah.
Like I've spent, you know, you build them and then you don't want to stop building them. It's like, well, I'm going to pay a bit more extra time with the mold lines, and like everything just fit in really nice. And I was like, I really like this. So far, I've got them primed, and I've put black trousers on one model out of 10. But I've been doing this for a week and a half. I've been working on these models.
Yeah.
And in my spare time, just like I'm just so happy getting the knife out and carving away at them. It's just so I might actually say I'm going to go down the road of doing more dwarfs.
Okay, cool. The Conflict 47, I've been putting the German stuff together, and that's part of the hobby for me as well. It's building the stuff, and I do enjoy it. And I get what you mean. There is occasion you'll get a unit or something. Just it's an absolute joy to put together, customize and kit bash.
I think especially though coming from elves who are a bit more spindly, a bit more you know, dwarves are a bit more blocky, a bit easier to put together. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm not an elf fan, so.
Look, I get that, and their armor kind of looks a bit like Mass Effect and other sci-fi films and games, so it all feels cool. But then I've got these arthritic sausage fingers, so trying to glue a model and hold it in place, and the models are so tiny and finicky that I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done with Eldar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I might just go chubby dwarfs all the way.
Hey, chubby dwarfs every day.
Yeah, man. The Voltan stuff is nice, to be fair.
Yeah,
I've seen some good conversions. So the guy did some really good orc kit bashes with them as well.
Oh, yeah, well,
orcs are still
I've got kit bashes in my head for it, and it's a good starting point for a kit bash. I wanted to make a kill team of goblins and aliens, but just using the Voltan, use their rules or what have you, and get some alien heads and some goblin heads and kind of mash them up. I don't do a great deal of kit bashing. I know Welshie loves kit bashing, and every time I watch your videos on, I'm like, I need to get some kits and just start throwing bits together.
It's very liberating.
Yeah, and because you mixed a dwarf body with an assault body of some sort, and it just worked. It's like, maybe I should do that.
You got that vision. I think you'd be quite good at kit bashing. So give it a go. Yeah,
I will do. It's something to just marry up and have goblins and aliens as a team. That would be cool.
So actually,
goblins with more shotguns.
Why the name? Where does that come from?
Oh well, because I didn't want to limit myself. Because you see a lot of folk out there like Warhammer guy or Space Marine buddy or what have you, and you're kind of limited to. You kind of need to just do Space Marines with that name. You can't go from there and doing some flowery elf. Or see if I say goblins, which is quite fantasy, aliens, which is quite sci-fi. It kind of gives you that broad spectrum of I will be painting different things. I don't want to limit myself to just one thing.
Yeah,
good reasoning. Yeah, should have really thought about that before I called myself a Welsh miniature board gamer.
That's very broad. That's very broad.
Anything miniature board gaming, you're good. You said,
and done by a Welshman. There you go. It's kind of that's what it says on the tin.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So carry on.
No, go, please.
I actually just lost what I was going to say there. So I'm old.
Common occurrence on this channel.
Yeah, we do. There's the amount of times there's just silence after cut out because we're going, what are we talking about? Any other questions, Welsh?
All right, so you say you paint mostly GW stuff. Do you use GW paints then?
Originally I did, and then there was a local hobby shop that's opened near me that sell Vallejo, and I would say exclusively use Vallejo, but I will still use the GW Agrax, Null Oil. Druki Violet is a elter of a shade, and I will use some of their contrast. Black Templar's a cracking wee blood red. I mean, you don't get anything that's that red, So I will use some of the paints, but no, mostly I would say 95% Vallejo now.
Yeah. Yep, that's kind of what we agreed on, I think, when we last spoke about paints.
Yeah, my Pro Acryl's just when I'm doing big bust pieces, but Vallejo's my workhorse, definitely. Cracking paint set.
It's brilliant.
And like you always know what you get with Vallejo. It's always the same consistency. Always it's their quality control is really good with Vallejo.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a bad Vallejo paint.
I've had bad experiences with them, and I would like to say it's more user error than Vallejo itself. And I don't know if you boys have had this, the better word of putting it, but the nipple on the top of the lid. Have you ever had that crack and pull away?
On some of the old ones, yes.
Yeah, so where the paint's gone into the nozzle and it's overspilled and it's expanded and that's kind of cracked. I've had that a couple of times. But then I've always put that down to maybe I've kept it in the wrong conditions, like too cold, too hot. And when you get a clogged nozzle and you don't stick a pin in it and you just gun-ho squeeze it. Yep. I don't have to explain the result of that. You know exactly what I'm talking about there.
Absolutely everywhere,
Yeah.
Because on mine, I'm looking here, the only ones that have been issues is where I put my own agitators in and they weren't stainless steel. So, so a couple of the colours, you're like, that's a little bit of a rust stain. That's not good. But it's still, still paintable with it. I don't have an issue with it. It just doesn't look nice.
You've added natural pigment to it.
Yeah. I did Army Painter for a bit, and when I went to Vallejo, I couldn't go back to Army Painter. I don't like the gel sort of medium that they use.
I've only ever used the Armor Painter Speed Paint. Sorry, I'm actually sat right next to my fridge.
Oh, right. I thought you just got this light box for all these paints.
The light of God just shining in.
I'm running low on creativity juice. Yes, I've not had Army Painter other than the Speed Paint, and I only had the first lot, which would reactivate with water, and they were a pain in the neck to use, so I kind of fell away from them.
Yeah, I think for now I only use Army Painter washes,
right?
But that's it. But then most of that is I've got the odd Citadel, like you say, contrast paint as well for a wash, thin it down, do stuff with it.
Yeah.
I've got to say, my weirdest one is the Villainy inks. I don't use them much, but when I do, I'm always just so surprised at what they can put on.
Yeah, I've always wanted a shot of them, as well as there's you've got the Villainy inks and Two Thin Coats. They've just released a range very similar to the Villainy inks.
Oh, okay.
I'm not again. I can't say anything about it. I've not used them, but
is it enamel?
I quite like the idea. No. I think they're kind of alternatives to them, but do a similar thing like a streaky grime, but with acrylic. Again, I can't fully comment on that. But I quite fancy trying them.
I'll have to have a look at those because the only thing with the Villainy inks is they are blooming expensive, and there's a massive learning curve as well. But once you get used to them, and the little finicky things like leave them in your pocket for half an hour before you paint, so your body heat just gets everything moving. Because when you shake them up, you know everything's separated. But yeah, they are cracking the stuff you can do with them. If you go into that sort of grim dark paint style.
I've always fancied them. Have you tried Two Thin Coats and all the other ranges?
Two Thin Coats I've never done.
No.
But yeah, Army Painter I've tried, Citadel, Vallejo. My Pro Acryls, I love those paints. They're brilliant. I really want to try Chimera as well. Because I've heard for solid pigment they're the best. And you just need the core 6 colours and then you can mix stuff up and do what you want with it then. But yeah, I'm pretty happy where I am now. Like all my Vallejos this side. And I just love every paint on there. I've never had an issue. Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, the only issue I had with Vallejo was me.
Yep.
Being an idiot. So
I think any of the dropper bottles, they will split at some point. I think that's regardless of manufacturer. You know, you either choose to have those Citadel type bottles or you choose to have, you know, the dropper bottles. And I think they both have got their problems, you know. So I think, you know, choose the poison that's going to kill you type thing, you know. It's
yeah.
Oh, I love the dropper bottles. I find, not that I do it more anymore, but I used to write down my recipes of, like, see if I really liked the way something came out. I'd write down 2 drops of, 1 drop of, and it can be dropped because you can control it. Where writing 50-50 Citadel, I'm like, but that scoop took more than it usually did, or So I don't write recipes down anymore. But I don't have time. I don't have time to paint, let alone write.
Yeah, it's right. It's right. Have you thought about doing large scale painting? So busts, large scale miniatures.
Yeah. The busts I want to do. I keep going. I watched your video about going on Etsy and trying to find a decent bust. And what's the Black Crow or Dark Crow, something like that was the actual brand. And I thought, some things are pretty damn good. But there's a level of anxiety in me to step into that world.
Yeah.
And I get paid big bucks for something that's like, right, there's just one shot at this. And I know it's not one shot. You can always clean the paint off. But in your head, it is just one shot. Let's just get this done without mistakes. Because this is an artist's piece. This is not just toy soldiers. This is like, right, this. But then that holds me back. But yes, I would love to do busts on larger scale.
I always recommend it. It pushed my painting on, and it's a bit different as well. I love it, but I am very biased, I will say.
Yeah.
So there's not much gaming wise that I paint, because there's not many games that I play or get a chance to play either. So, what was that smell for, Welsh? What was that?
I was trying to hold it in when I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking of a response, but then I was trying to hold it in, and it got to me.
Well, hey, I'll get you soon enough, mate. You've got to paint that bust I sent you.
Yeah, I know. Yours still hasn't come. That's what I was going to just say, was when you order off from Etsy, check when they can deliver as well, because this one has taken a fair bit of time to get to me. So
right, okay. No, I wouldn't say I'm a technophobe, but I've learned anytime I order anything online, there's gonna be a hassle. Some people are out there that just cause drama in their lives. Like, there's always something going wrong in their life. My life's not that way, but if I order anything online, it's going to be delayed, it's going to be, missing. It's something always goes wrong, so I'd rather just go into a shop. So I'm very hesitant to shop online, knowing that it's going to be an absolute pain in the arse. So,
there's a couple of shops on Etsy I've had issues with, and I just don't order from anymore. But I've got three or four who are brilliant, and I always get the models early. So, and they're not too expensive now. Some people do take the piss.
They're pretty decent.
Yeah, some people take the piss. Are decent. But yeah, majority of them are pretty cool. And you get pretty unique sculpts and things as well, which is nice.
Yeah, I'd like to do like a big Predator model or an Alien model, and I've seen them and they look fantastic. And some Cthulhu stuff out there. I'm like, you just can't get them in the shops.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable doing something like a Predator or an Alien where the color scheme is so well known that, you know, would you feel comfortable doing that? Because I know I wouldn't. I would be.
Honestly, no. But that's what I like about it. Like pushing myself that just out of my comfort zone to go, do you know what? I'm going to try that. And if I fail, it's only paint. Just start again. You know, and I would feel nervous because there's been many a Predator, let's put it this way, and they've all got that natural skin tone mixed with mottling and different browns and some orangey tones. You've got a bit of artistic license to go with that, but then you're having to learn, well, how am I going to paint mottling? How am I going to paint organic, animal type skin?
Yeah,
and I would love to do it.
That's where you two have got a similarity there, is that you both look at something and then think, how can I do that? I look at something and I think, no, I don't want to do that.
well, I wanted to do some sort of challenge with you guys, which we could talk about later. But one thing I would like to challenge Welshie straight away at is to try non-metallic metal. Now, the reason why I say this, right, and the reason I say this, and non-metallic metal is an absolute pain in the dick. But
so thank you.
in trying to, I'm not going to say master it, to achieve it, I've actually improved my glazing skills, my layering skills. Every time I try non-metallic, it never turns out the way I want it. But I find that I improve other bits in trying it. So, and it's weird. Still to this day, I don't think I've done a decent non-metallic metal, and that's kind of my holy grail. Let's achieve that. But in the meantime, my glazing's come tenfold.
Yeah.
I'll
happily let Welsh do that. I don't want to touch. I've got a model sitting here.
Let me just mute my mic for a minute. Okay, I'm back.
Then the other challenge I was going to set was for yourself, Crafty, knowing how much you hate Space Marines. But to do a Space Marine now, there is an episode of Futurama, and Bender the robot, or Benderbot, whatever you want to call him, goes back to nature. Now, being a robot, there is no nature, so he reconstructs himself completely out of wood. I was going to say to you, get yourself a Space Marine and paint it in a wood pattern, top to bottom.
Jesus Christ, man. Getting a Space Marine to my table is the problem. I'd have the pieces and just go.
I'll send you plenty of Space Marines. But you need just the idea of you painting a Space Marine, but just completely against all the law and just doing it completely in wood, no metallic.
See, they're weirdly two big sort of tree stumps for the shoulder pads sculpted would be good out of green stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's the idea of putting paint on a Space Marine. That's my entirety of my youth. I've painted hundreds of those bloody things.
Go on now, Crafty, come on.
Oh, yeah, you're doing non-metallic metal then.
Well, if I'm being talked into doing non-metallic metal, you can do a bloody Space Marine.
Yeah, that's actually a fair trade. Yeah. Now, I mean, like you said, I've tried non-metallic metal. I'm going to divert the conversation. I've tried non-metallic metal a lot, and there's a miniature here that every so often I give it a pot, strip it, go again. But it's something I do want to try and get my head around, because OSL was my last big sort of push, and I'm loving painting OSL. I put it on nearly everything now, almost too much.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice way of painting, especially if you do it where it's just one colour source on the miniature. It gives a really nice effect. But yeah, non-metallic metal, jeez man, fair play to the guys who can do it. It's hard.
Oh no, I'm well envious of them. Envious.
And the ones where you look at it and you go, "Oh, that is actually metal." Like it's not even stylized. It's just fascinating.
Yeah, I had this.
Go on.
No, you crack on. You crack on.
I'm glad, you're saying how brilliant and how hard it is to do it now. And you're challenging me to do it. Thanks.
No, I had this idea of trying to get my head around non-metallic metal by getting a Space Marine to the same model in the same pose, and completely spraying one in silver, lead belcher, I think is the Citadel one, and photoing it from the angles that I want to call the golden angle, and then just copying that on the other one using the colours instead of the... So I thought that could be a good way around cheating it.
Yeah, it doesn't work, dude.
No, well...
I've done it. It doesn't work. It's... Because you paint it, you go, hey, this is going all right, and then you look back at the photo and oh, shit, that's not what I'm painting.
No, so I kind of had that idea. But then OSL, I've kind of dipped my toe in that world, and that's good fun.
Yeah, that is.
I liked your video on it the other day. With your build up, and you're saying that you had multiple sources of light coming up the ways.
Yeah,
I've tried to do that whole dramatic one from the side, as if everybody's living in a Bohemian Rhapsody video, which is
yeah, that's literally.
But I find just dry brushing is the best way to start it.
Yeah.
Just area, get it in that one color, and keeping that the Terminator line of just like that dark boundary to say this stuff's really bright, that stuff's the normal.
Yeah. There's a guy, Resourceful Minis on YouTube. I think he's Spanish. Okay. He's got 4 or 5 tutorials on OSL, and that's what cracked it for me. Mate, it just makes so much sense. And they're only like 5-minute videos. Absolutely nailed it.
I'll have a look into them.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah. I find a lot of the guys that do OSL do it with an airbrush, and I can't justify the spend on an airbrush and the space for one.
Yeah. No, he does it all by brush.
Yeah. I think you should. I think you should do any of these techniques. You should learn it brush first. These other tools are there for those that have said, you know what, I've done OSL for 30 years with a brush. I'm allowed to use an airbrush now. And I think that is it's you're riding a bike, but with stabilizers all the time.
Yeah. Or
you go, do you know what? I've done my time. I can use it. I can use an e-bike now because I've done enough pedaling. So that's the way I see an airbrush and those chaps. It seems to be too much of a golden product.
I've got an airbrush and a compressor and everything.
Yeah.
No, could never get the ratios and the PSI properly. I'd just shotgun a miniature and just kill it. Really good for base coating. That was all I used it for.
Okay.
Yeah, much rather brush. Is there anything else? Because this episode, I can cut this bit out. This episode, we can leave this one here unless there's anything you guys want to talk about.
I was just coming in here open-minded and seeing what you guys wanted to talk about.
Well, we normally do like almost like let's say a theme per episode.
A theme.
But we jump around like a pair of idiots. But this one was more for yourself, just to like introduce yourself and.
Yeah, I've got a habit of waffling.
No, it's good, that man. You've covered everything.